The smarter you become, the more dangerous you get. But here's what nobody tells you. Most intelligent people are stupid because they use their mind against themselves. Today, you're going to learn 8 Stoic lessons that separate the truly dangerous from the merely clever. And I'm warning you now, applying even one of these will change how people treat you. You think intelligence is about knowing more. It's not. You could read every book on philosophy and still be a slave to your own emotions. Most men are slaves. They react. They overthink. They let other people's opinions live in their head rent-free. They're intelligent enough to see their problems, but too weak to do anything about them. The result? They stay stuck. They stay average. The Stoics figured something out that modern psychology is still catching up to. They understood that ruthless mental clarity beats raw intelligence every single time. And that's what we're covering today. Lesson 1. Your opinion of yourself is the only one that matters. Stop asking for permission to be yourself. You're walking through life trying to fit into other people's images of who you should be. Your coworker thinks you should be more aggressive. Your family thinks you should be more humble. Your ex thinks you should have changed. Here's the Stoic truth. The moment you make someone else's opinion your compass, you've surrendered your power. Marcus Aurelius didn't care what Rome thought. He cared about his virtue. That's it. The Stoics call this the dichotomy of control. You can't control what people think. You can only control your character. When was the last time you made a decision because you believed in it, not because you needed approval? That's the moment everything changes. Drop a comment. Were you more authentic 5 years ago or now? Be honest with yourself. Lesson 2. Discomfort is information, not a problem. The pain you avoid today is the weakness you'll carry tomorrow. Most people are running from discomfort their entire lives. Cold showers feel bad. Difficult conversations feel bad. Admitting you're wrong feels bad. So they don't do it. They stay comfortable and predictable and small. The Stoics saw this differently. They saw discomfort as the gym for the soul. Epictetus was a slave. His master twisted his leg. He said, "If you twist it, it will break." His master twisted it and broke it. Epictetus said, "I told you so," and moved on. He understood something we've forgotten. Discomfort doesn't require your agreement. When you're uncomfortable, you're not in danger. You're at the edge of growth. The next time you feel like avoiding something hard, that's the exact moment you should lean in. That's when you become dangerous. Here's your challenge. Do something today that makes you slightly uncomfortable. Something small. Report back in the comments if you actually do it. Lesson 3. Other people's drama is a test you can pass by walking away. You're not responsible for fixing people who don't want to be fixed. Someone's upset with you. Someone's spreading rumors. Someone's competing with you. Your instinct is to engage, defend, explain, convince them you're right. Don't. This is one of the most ruthless Stoic moves. You simply don't participate. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realizing this is true strength. Other people's emotional problems are their responsibility. Their gossip is their character. Their jealousy is their insecurity. The truly intelligent person sees conflict and walks away clean. Not because they're weak, because they're strong enough to not need the fight. Every time you get pulled into someone's drama, you're giving them your energy. Every time you refuse, you're building power. Most men never realize this. They think winning an argument proves they're right. They lose years of peace trying to convince people who will never listen. When was the last time you stayed silent and let someone else look foolish? That took more strength than any comeback. Lesson 4. Your worst enemy isn't external. It's your unchecked mind. The voice in your head is lying to you, most of the time. You're sitting at home and your mind tells you that you're not good enough. You're facing a challenge and your mind tells you that you'll fail. You're around successful people and your mind tells you that you don't belong. Here's the Stoic move. You don't believe it. You observe it like you'd observe a stranger talking at a bus stop. You don't have to argue with your mind. You don't have to convince yourself it's wrong. You just acknowledge it and move forward anyway. Seneca spent years training his mind to separate fact from fiction. He'd ask himself, is this happening right now? Or am I imagining it? Most of our suffering is imaginary. The deadline feels impossible until you start working. The conversation feels terrifying until you have it. The rejection feels permanent until you try again. Your mind is powerful, and that's exactly why you can't let it run unsupervised. You need to be the authority over your own thoughts. Right now, what's one thing your mind keeps telling you that you know isn't true? Name it. You're already winning. Lesson 5. Your past only has power if you keep looking back. You're not defined by what happened. You're defined by what you do next. Everyone has a past. Everyone's made mistakes. Everyone's got regrets. The question isn't whether you have a history, it's whether your history owns you. Most people are stuck in it. They replay failures. They rehearse old conversations. They apologize for who they used to be. And because they're focused on the mirror, they miss the road ahead. The Stoics had a ritual called premeditatio malorum, the practice of imagining worst-case scenarios. But they did this to prepare, not to punish themselves. They looked at what went wrong, learned the lesson, and moved on. Epictetus said, "Demanding that bad things shouldn't happen is insane. What matters is how you handle them. Your past is data, nothing more. It taught you what works and what doesn't. Use it. Then let it go." The dangerously smart person learns quickly and moves on even faster. What mistake from your past are you still carrying? Drop a single word in the comments. The act of naming it starts to release it. Lesson 6. Wanting things is weakness. Needing nothing is power. The man who has lost his fear of losing everything has already won. Most of your anxiety comes from attachment. You need this job. You need this relationship. You need this validation. The moment you need something, you've surrendered control. You're now a prisoner to circumstances. The person who doesn't care whether they get the job interviews better because they have nothing to lose. The person who doesn't need a relationship attracts better partners because they don't project desperation. The person who doesn't require approval thinks more clearly because they're not trying to manage other people's emotions. This isn't about not having goals. It's about not being chained to them. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man in Rome. He trained himself to live as if he owned nothing. He slept on a mat. He reminded himself daily that he could lose his throne. This made him free. It made him clear. It made him powerful. When you release the need for things, you become the person who gets them. What are you clinging to so hard that it's actually limiting you? Most men won't admit this. Lesson 7. Harsh truth is better than comfortable lies. You need people around you who will hurt you with honesty. You're surrounded by people who tell you what you want to hear. They're not helping. They're hurting. Real strength comes from people who care enough about you to tell you the truth even when it stings. Your friend who says you're wasting your potential. Your mentor who says your excuses are soft. Your family member who says you're afraid of commitment. The Stoics valued truth above comfort. They'd rather know they were wrong than be wrong and feel good about it. When you stop needing people to make you feel better, you can finally hear what they actually have to say. And that's when real growth happens. Seek people who challenge you. Avoid people who only validate you. Who's the last person who told you something hard but true? Appreciate them. They're rare. Lesson 8. You already have everything you need to change your life right now. Waiting for permission is the same as refusing to act. You're waiting for the right time. You're waiting for more money. You're waiting for more confidence. You're waiting for circumstances to align. Here's the Stoic truth. The time is now. You have your mind. You have this moment. That's all Marcus Aurelius had. That's all Seneca had. That's all the Stoics had. And they changed the world with it. You don't need a better situation. You need a better decision. Here's the choice in front of you. You can leave this video the same person you were when you started. You can nod, agree with everything, and do nothing. Most people will. Or you can take one single lesson, just one, and apply it today. Not tomorrow. Today. The choice is yours. But know this. Choosing to do nothing is still a choice. And it has a cost. Comment below which lesson you're taking action on. Let's see who's serious, who's